Today, the idea is to share with you about this new sort of like solution, a simplified solution that we call Stream and Share Lite. With this setup, or less than this setup, you can do recording. With a bit more items, you can do live streaming and hybrid programming. In the past, we have multi-camera setup. We have like 3 cameras and a video mixer, but we cut it down to one camera to make it more simple. For this particular setup, because we are using this new microphone, it will allow you to have up to 8 microphones. This setup will also allow you to capture your programs and share it with more people. So this is roughly what we will go through today. We will go through your maybe requirements, then your video hardware, audio hardware, and some additional tips for Zoom. So the idea is to give you a very broad overview. Before you decide on what you want to do, right, you have to think about some of these things. Are you recording your video? Are you live streaming? How many mics do you need? And whether you want to use the mics provided on the location. For example, here at the port, the AV vendor will provide us with microphones and stuff. So otherwise, you can use PixelStudio's equipment as well. So you can consider which one you want to use. So you also have to consider things like whether you want your mics to be connected to the location speakers. Like for example, now we are actually using PixelStudio's mic and we are connected to their audio mixer. So you also need to consider whether there are online presenters in your Zoom, whether there's online presenters who will speak to the physical audience and do hybrid programming. So these are a few things that you should consider. But for today's session, we want to keep it simple. So we will cover how to record with one camera, then you can have 2 mics or more. We also do recording with one camera and using location mics, and how you set up for live streaming. This is the schematics for how to do 1 camera and 2 microphones. Your camera, you put it onto a tripod. The microphone connects directly into the camcorder. That's how you achieve this. And then you can move about for your recording. For example, your programs are following a particular interviewer or presenter, or you have like storytelling session, you're sitting down there and then you want to make it a very portable setup. This is the least you can go already. So it's just 3 items: camera, tripod, and mic. So if you want to go for more microphones and mic, it's called Rode Wireless Go 2. So it has 2 microphones connected to 1 receiver. For this audio mixer, you have 4 inputs at the top. You can technically have 2 times 4, which is 8. You have 8 microphones, and then the same thing, you can connect it to the camera for recording. Alternatively, you can record it separately. For location mics, so same thing, you can take the audio feed from the microphone. Like for example, Hiru has a microphone for us, we can ask them to pass us a feed from their audio mixer. We can connect directly into the camera for recording. So that's if your camera is static. So if you connect through a cable. So you wouldn't want to move about a lot because it might disconnect or have issues. So best is you keep your camera static, but alternatively you can use the audio mixer and record it separately as mentioned earlier. So on the side here, there's a SD card slot and you can record it into this device. Then in editing, you can put the 2 audio and video into a single video clip. With that, you can move your camera around. The most easiest way, if you want less stress for yourself, is to have our AV vendor handle the audio part for you. So the location mic will connect to their audio mixer already, which is like the AV vendor has 1 audio mixer. So your audio mixer can output from them, output into this small audio mixer, and then you can connect this directly to the laptop as a microphone. So in Zoom or your Facebook Live, YouTube Live, you can select your microphone input. And then that's how you get a feed from here. For the camcorder itself, you just need a small adapter like this, along with a cable to plug into the laptop. And then you will straight away convert it into a webcam feed. So that's how you get your video feed and your audio feed separately into the laptop for live streaming. So don't worry, if y'all have any programs, y'all can just let us know your requirements and we'll provide you with the items that you need to run your programs. So we'll start with the video hardware. So the first item is the tripod. To set this up, to bring the legs down, you just flip it over until you hear 3 clicks. 2, 3, that's the last one. Meaning the thing is locked already. So once you push down 3, right, it also goes all the way down already. So, but you have to pull it out until it hits the edge. So this is to fully extend it so that it doesn't flop over. So you do for all 3 sides.
Give me a try?
Yeah. To show you how to close it, right? If you try and push down on the lever here, it doesn't, it's a lock.
See?
So you cannot push it down. But you have to push in a little bit so that it loosens and then you can unlock here. Then you can flip it over. So that's how you close the leg. So I'll just put it here. So now you see that this piece is high, right? So we can lower it. So we can lower the middle portion. So you loosen this bit here and then you can bring it down. So this one, we loosen this part first. Okay. So you can bring this down. This will allow the tripod to be more stable because if it's all the way out, right, it's more flimsy at the top. So you bring it all the way down to make it more stable. Then you can also raise the height of your you can raise the height of your tripod by loosening the locks here.
Yeah. There's a rule in the media industry: righty tighty, lefty loosey. So you turn right to tighten, you turn left to loosen. Yeah. Wherever you loosen, make sure you tighten, otherwise it will start flopping all over the place. Yeah.
Okay, so on this tripod itself, you got panning and tilting. So panning is the sideways motion, right? Left and right. Then tilting is up and down. Okay, so to bring this arm up, right, we want to bring this tilt down. So we loosen this bit here, and we bring it up. So this is flat, right? So your camera, when you slide it in, you'll be facing horizontally,
notice that you
right?
can move up and down.
So on the top of the tripod, you can see a spirit leveler, a ball leveler. So you need to make it in the center, make the bubble in the center. So to do that, we want to release this, loosen, and then you can adjust accordingly to make it in the middle. So this way you know that your camera is well centered. To pan is this knob here. So you can loosen this and then you can pan. So this is panning and this is tilting. Okay. Then for this handle, the knob is on the right side. Yeah. So you can loosen and adjust it as you please. So that's how you set up a tripod. Then to mount the camera, we have this thing called the base plate. So this is how you slide into the tripod. So your handle must always be on the side that is towards you, right? Then the lens is facing out. So to put it in, put this way instead. So you just slide it in until you hear a click, right? You heard the click, right? So once you click already, right? There's this knob here to tighten. This is to ensure that your camera doesn't move. So if it moves, right, and then you know something is loose, which Hafiz say you need to lock everything that you unlock. So make sure it's tight. So next part is the camera. There's two ways to power the camera. First, you can either use a battery. Each camera will come with two batteries. We have one additional one and one on the camera itself. Alternatively, you can use the USB adapter to power it. So this is a USB-C cable. So to plug it in, there's a DC in port here. So you can open it and then you can plug your cable in. So with the battery inside, it will actually charge the battery. To turn it on, there's a camera off and on. So you push it to camera and you turn the camera on. So you see the lens is actually covered. So to open the hood, you press this, then you open, and you will see a camera feed inside.
Speaking from experience, this is one of the number one rookie mistakes. You turn on your camera, everything's switchy. Why black? Yeah, that's the answer. Yeah.
Then for zooming in and out, so there's a button at the top here. So you can press to zoom and press to zoom out. Record button is on the back here. So the other important thing that you need to know is the mic and HDMI port slot. So over here you will see that there's a headphone jack, a mic jack, and also a HDMI port. So we'll show you how to connect that later. Then there's also a SD card slot here. You flip, you can just push it up to open, and then you can put your SD cards in. So quite simple. Basically, you can use it as it is. It's full auto already.
Yeah, normally we would advise to make things easy, just set it to full auto. Then the camera will decide for you. Just make sure that no one crosses in front of your camera when you do your shoots and things like that.
So now we will connect to the laptop as a webcam. So we need our camera to be a webcam so that it can be seen in your Zoom or live stream. So the first thing we need to do is to open the HDMI port. So we open on the right side here. Then we have to plug the cable.
Normal HDMI is this. Mini HDMI is this. Can you see the difference?
There's a size difference.
Yeah, there's a size difference.
Okay, so one end goes to the back of the adapter here.
Something like this? Oh,
so you
pretend it's connected. Okay, something like that.
Then this mini HDMI connects to the camera. This camlink adapter helps to convert your HDMI feed into a USB feed. So that's how it becomes a webcam. So you plug this HDMI in here, and you can connect it to your laptop directly as USB 3. So if you see on my Zoom screen, there's cam link. So for audio, we have a few items. So the first part is the microphones. So you'll see that there's these 3 devices. So the one with the screen, this one, this is your mic receiver. These 2 are your mic transmitters. So the mic transmitters are basically your microphones. So you will see at the top of it, there's this piece here. So this is how you differentiate between the 2, that this is your microphone. How you want to put it onto your presenter, you can use the clip at the back. So you can just straight away clip onto the collar, and then you can turn it on and then it becomes your microphone. How to turn it on? We got a button at the bottom here. So you press and hold.
Both microphones are turned on. So if you take a look at the receiver, right, there should be 2. So let's say if you speak in one of them, you notice that the bar will begin moving. So that's how you know which channel.
The transmitter has the USB-C port on each device. So to plug the power, you can charge with the USB-C cable that's provided. The on-off button is this one. 3.5mm port is here. So this one is for plugging a lavalier mic. So that's the transmitter. And for your receiver, so on the screen, right, you can see that there's 2 channels. So one is for your channel 1 and one is for channel 2. So we want them to combine the 2 channels, because otherwise, right, channel 1 is left side, channel 2 is the right side. So you want them to combine both feeds into one, so that what your audience hear is both sides instead of one side. So you imagine if only channel 1 is used, only one microphone is used, the other side is muted or is not in use. If you don't change the settings, the audience will only hear on the left side, on one side. So you need to convert, and to convert you press the 2 buttons at the bottom here, press together and it will change into a single input.
Press and hold.
Yeah, press and hold. How to check when your microphones are connected? You can tap. So if I tap on this one, let's see here, if I tap, you will see that channel 2 is moving. So that's how you tell that channel 2 is connected. And if I tap on channel 1, you'll see channel 1 moving. Yeah. Then if you want to mute one of your speakers, so for example, you can press the button at the bottom here. You can toggle between each microphone. So if I want to mute number 2, I can press on this button and they will mute. So now only channel 1 is active. If I press again, it will unmute. So this button is to toggle between 1 and 2. This button is to mute. So you have to select them first, then you can mute. Then there's also a volume button in the middle there. So if you press on that, right, it will toggle to low, medium and high. If your speaker is very soft and then you connect to your camera, you see the audio levels there is very low, you can press this button to increase the volume, to make it louder. Rule of thumb for microphone, right, is to have it at around this level. So it's around 1 fist length away from the chin, so it can be like this. Yeah, so same for your presenters. So you put it at where these collar buttons are. Yeah, so usually we recommend for programs or whatever, we will ask you guys to ask your presenter to wear button shirts or polo tees, so that it's easier to mic them up. So in this kind of situations, you also need to test the microphone level, right? So to see whether they are okay. So for example, you have 2 presenters, so you put it onto the speaker, you ask them to say a few lines, and then you check your audio levels here. Make sure that it's around yellow, right? When the person speaks, it's around 3/4 the level, then it should be yellow. So if the person is very soft, right, then you ask them to speak louder. So because for this microphone, you cannot control the audio volume that is coming into here. You only can control the volume that's going out. But when the volume goes out, it's combining both microphones. So both of your speakers, the presenters, they must speak around the same level, right? So when you get the 2 presenters to speak, both should be around the same 3/4 mark. Once we settle that, right, we settle the audio levels here is healthy, right? Then we have to check inside the camera or the audio mixer to make sure that the audio volumes are also around 3/4. So 3/4 is the ideal level. If anything below that is too soft, anything above that it might clip. By clipping, it means the audio will get distorted. Yeah. So we don't want that for your program as well. So you have to check here and check in your device.
Yeah, so if I may add on, so this one is also part of pre-production. When you have your talent come in, you have to brief them all these things, like remind them that collared shirt, like for the best results, and then also that they need to keep a constant volume at all times.
So we'll move on to the audio mixer. So to power the audio mixer, you can actually either use batteries or at the back here, you can open the cover and you can use batteries.
2 AA.
Yes. Then otherwise, you can use a USB-C cable to plug it to power. So you can actually plug this directly to a laptop and it will give you the audio feed as well as power it. Okay, so if I turn it on, it's on this side, there's a power button here. So you press, you turn on.
Yes, now it's on.
For the first one, you need to know XLR mic inputs. So this is where your mic inputs are. You can plug up to 4 inputs. So how the XLR cable looks like is this end. So you will see 3 pins here. So this one goes into the audio mixer like this. So you push, then you there. And so once you push in, then this is your first input already. So what we can do from here is also plug in the mic receiver. So the mic receiver is the one with the screen, right? So at the side of it, there's a 3.5mm plug. So you can plug this in. Then over here, on the mixer, we have 4 different inputs, right? So there's 4 audio levels, there's 4 mute buttons, there's also different options for your microphone. So the first one on the left, that is for microphones that are already powered. So for this case, this is an electronic device. The microphone is powered, so you can leave it on the left option. On the right, if you switch it to the right, this is for microphones that require power. So for example, some microphones inside it does not have any battery, it does not run on electricity. This is called phantom power and it will give the microphone sort of like the way to capture the audio in. So for your case, you can leave it on the left side one. Because either you use this microphone or you tap from the audio mixer from the AV vendor, it's always using electricity. So once you have it in, you can bring the audio level up. On input 1, you can turn the knob up until you see the audio, right? So if I speak into this, right, you see now currently it's hitting all the way up into black, like at the top, right? So we want it to be around 3/4 level, so we can lower the volume until it's around 3/4. So this is a healthy level, unless the person shouts. So we reduce, just make it to around 75%, so that it's more ideal. So your audio is cleaner. So same thing for the other inputs, right? The only difference is input 4, you have a USB icon over here. Yep. So this USB icon it allows you to do hybrid programming. So once you have your microphone set up here already, you know there's a healthy level. You need to have output, right? So your output is at the bottom. You have headphones jack at the bottom and 4 different ones. So because this device, this audio mixer is actually meant for podcasting. So that's why there's 4 different headphones, but you just use one can already. So it will capture everything. So no matter how many inputs you have all 4, it will come out through one. So any one will do, but make sure that your volume is brought up. So when you plug the headphones in, you can bring up the volume to a comfortable level. Yeah. So the first thing you need to make sure is that your audio levels on the for your mic itself is at 75%. Then you adjust your headphones to a comfortable level for your hearing. So you got your sound pad. So if you want sound effects, you can load sound effects in. You can record separately. So the SD card slot is on the side. From here, how do we connect to the laptop? So earlier you saw that we plugged the USB-C cable directly into the laptop already. So now we also have the microphone connected through the receiver to the audio mixer here. So now that we got a good range, a good level, we can actually just go back to Zoom, right? And select this audio mixer as an input. So you will see there's Zoom P4 audio. So you have to select that as your microphone. So if I select this and then I unmute myself, and if I use this and talk or what, you can see that the levels are moving. Let me just show. to the audio settings. Yeah, so you will see that the mic will actually capture the audio that's coming from this particular audio mixer. Yeah, so that's how you connect this as a microphone. As mentioned earlier, you can connect up to 4, so you can actually essentially have up to 8 microphones, but you'll be quite chaotic if you do that. So maybe try to keep it small. Here we also have extra tips about Zoom in case you guys are not very familiar with it. Share screen is one of the important things because it helps you to capture your slides or your website in the highest possible quality for your audience. So it's good to use that. So at the same time when you share screen, you can also spotlight your camera so that it becomes a side-by-side view for your audience. In Zoom, there's also a button for live stream to YouTube or Facebook at the bottom. The button for cloud recording is also at the bottom. So if you use either of these features, it will show you both the slides and your video camera. It helps you to record your mixed slides and your camera feed directly. Then you can just straight away upload to social media or Panopto. So you also can record to NLB's video learning platform, which is Panopto, directly by linking your Zoom account to Panopto, and then you can record from there. Alternatively, Panopto also has an application on Windows and Mac to allow you to record directly into Panopto also. So we also want to say that the solution is more than just live streaming. So don't take it as a live streaming solution. You can just consider it as a camera by itself that with multiple items you can use it for live streaming. But so other than live streaming, you can do recording. So you can use it to break the limitations of your physical events. Instead of having one-time view, you can upload for people to see. It can be used as video on demand, and you can watch anytime, and you can reach more people through social media and PLP. So we also procured this webcam, but this webcam has something special. There's AI in it to allow you to track the speaker. So if I turn on my video here, there's Insta360 link. So if I turn it on, it will turn on. Then if I'm here, then you can see that it starts following me. Is it? Okay, so now it should follow me. Yeah. So even if I walk under here, it can follow all the way. Yeah. So if you want a even simpler setup, you can technically use this, but it's more for when you have just one presenter. If you have multiple presenters, don't use this. Yeah. So if you have one presenter, you can put it right in front of him and then capture. Audio is still separate, so if you want audio, you still need some of these items. Okay, another key tip, if you only have 2 speakers and you're doing live stream, you don't want to go through this audio mixer, you can technically plug this receiver directly into the laptop using USB-C, and it will work as a USB mic also.